Good evening, I am Coach Plancer of the Dallas Staryu, and this week I am bringing you the Week 3 Team Builder against my opponent, Mr. Lumineon of the Houston Tynamo. This is an in-division rival, so this is a very important game. And I am joined here by my assistant coach, Theo, and we are going to go over Houston squad and what we are going to bring. So first, let's go into Houston. He has, as a possible roster, Ryko, Scolipede, Victini, Shaman, which is a threat, Alligator, Aromatisse, Gliscor, Hariyama, Azelf, Licky Licky, Volby, that Trolley Bug, and Mega Aggron. Now, this is a team that has a lot of offensive presence, like a lot of offensive threat. We have Victini, which can just fire off huge V-creates and destroy things. It also gets fantastic coverage either way. Shaman is actually a problem for my team because of its coverage as well. However, it's not going to want to take gunk shots from certain Pokemon that I'm bringing. Ryko can be scary if he sets up, but I really don't think he's going to bring the Ryko. I don't think it's the matchup for him. But you may, you never know. Alligator is also very scary if he sets up, but I don't think he's going to bring that either because I have a lot of water resist and I only have one water weakness. Gliscor he might bring. Gliscor, physically defensive, Gliscor can be very, very tough to take down, and it can wear down a lot of my Pokemon. But I know that it's his only Defogger, and he can't run both Defog and Poison Heal, because Defog is a Gen 3 tutor move, and Poison Heal is a hidden ability from Gen 5. Hariyama is also going to be a problem if it's got Thick Fat. But and I expect to see Mega Aggron and Scolipede. Scolipede can do a lot of work, and Mega Aggron is pretty solid against a lot of my team. But I think we'll bring those because of Mega Gardevoir, really. I think that's why we see Mega Aggron. He does take a lot, but I have to Focus Blast to kill it with Mega Gardevoir, and I don't really like banking on that. But now let's get into what we're going to do. Now, when I look at this team, there's a lot of offense and there's a lot of bulk, but there's not a whole lot of very wally Pokemon. Really, Gliscor is it. Aromatisse with Wish Pass 2 as well, but with the right coverage, I can hit that thing. So I'm planning on bringing Pokemon that can take a hit and deliver a kill in return to wear down my opponent, and then I'm going to switch in with a little special set that I'm bringing on my MVP for the Orange League Embor, and I'll go over that at the end. But let's go into what I'm going to wear the Houston Tynamo down with at first. So the first thing we have Dunlop, the Donphan, coming for his first game with the Dallas Staryu, and little secret, also his last game, we're trading him to Colorado for Melodic. But Dunlop here is running an Adamant Choice Band set with Earthquake, Knockoff, Gunk Shot, and Ice Shard. This thing is running max attack and max HP. And he has 12 EVs in speed, so that I can outspeed Hariyama, even if he decides to put one extra speed point in Hariyama to avoid, speed creep shenanigans. So I will outspeed Hariyama by 2 if he's uninvested. And that'll allow me to potentially kill that Hariyama if he brings it. I'm pretty sure he brings Hariyama. But Earthquake is stab, it kills Ryko, it kills Victini. Victini's the big target here. Knockoff also, I can use it on Victini. I can knock off a switched item. It'll kill the Azelf if he decides to bring that. Gunk Shot is mostly for Aromatisse, which will be 2 shot by it, and Shaman, which will be 1 shot by it. And I have Ice Shard mainly for Gliscor, but you never know what priority Ice Shard can come in handy. It could be a potential late game cleaner if I get things down really low and I need that. But Dunlop is really nothing too special. It's nothing too outrageous. It's a pretty standard choice band set. The Gunk Shot's a little different, but it's 4 attacks with a choice band. You can't really go wrong with that. So next up, we're going to go into Jigsaw the Drudagon. And Drudagon's been doing a lot of work, and this week I am actually bringing a Sheer Force attacking Drudagon, sporting an Assault Vest. Drudagon, I've used him several different ways this season. We saw in Game 1 he was a defensive Drudagon with the rough skin to take physical hits. In Game 2 we had the Mold Breaker Drudagon to set up Stealth Rocks on Mega Sableye. This week we are going to showcase the Sheer Force Assault Vest attacking Drudagon. This thing can take an HP Ice from Raikou. It'll only do about 40% maximum. Dazzling Gleam from Azep will do about half. Same thing with Shaman. If it brings Dazzling Gleam, it'll only do about, actually do less than half because Shaman doesn't have this big special attack. It's resisting Victini's main moves. If Victini has Glaciate, it's only going to do about 35%. For Alligator, it resists those. The Ice Punch will hurt because I'm not defensively invested, but regardless, I can still take a hit because of how bulky Drudagon is. So Drudagon can take a hit and kill just about anything on Houston's roster. And we are running Fire Punch, which hits 4 out of his 12 Pokemon super effectively. Gunk Shot, which hits the Aromatisse, which is an expected switch-in, and Shaman, which is a potential switch-in if I'm in on something like Victini or Raikou. Aqua Tail is for the Gliscor. Now, it doesn't have a secondary effect, so it's not going to get the Sheer Force boost, but it will 2-hit KO Gliscor unless it is absolutely maximum physically defensive with Poison Drill. And I have Sucker Punch for priority. I was considering running Crunch, but there's some Pokemon I can do enough damage to get into Sucker Punch range and 2-shot that way. So I'm running Sucker Punch for the priority because this thing is pretty slow. His EV spread, he is running maximum attack. He's got 28 EVs in speed, and it's for the same reason as Donphan. It's so that I outspeed Hariyama by 2 points, just in case he puts an extra point in speed creep me for the speed type. And the rest of it's in HP. With the Assault Vest special hits, yeah. I do expect Drudagon to do a lot of work. He's been doing a lot of work so far, and I expect him to continue. So next we're going to go into my boy Thorndog here. He's not running a Choice Band this week. In fact, it's a relatively standard set that I'm bringing. Max HP, max special defense, absolute minimum speed, of course, for the Gyro Ball damage. Relaxed with the Rocky Helmet. This thing is designed to switch into the Mega Aggron if it's running Avalanche to whittle it down with the Iron Bobs and Rocky Helmet damage. If need be, he can also switch into Hariyama if I expect a Fake Out to come, or even if I need to get a little bit of chip damage on for, I'll go down to close combat, because the Thick Fat from the Hariyama is actually going to stop my sweep at the end, because it's Emboar. Emboar is sweeping at the end, and Thick Fat is going to pose a problem. So I need to whittle it down to where Emboar can take him out. But we are running Gyro Ball. It is my best move. Knock off, so I can knock off items. I can use this if I expect to switch. Leech Seed, which Shaman is his only Pokemon that's immune to it, but I do think that Leech Seed will come in handy to whittle down the Mega Aggron, or even Hariyama if I decide to, keep this in. And I can take one close combat from full health, I think, but I don't really stay in on fighting types too often, so I honestly didn't count that yet. But this thing can take Hidden Power Fires. It can take 2 of them from Shaman. It can take 2 of them from Raikou. So, yeah, Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks is going to be important for wearing down Victini and wearing down Scolipede. That's really it. I need the Stealth Rocks up if he brings those 2, because that's what's going to enable Sucker Punch to kill those when I'm at +2 attack on him. Remember that. So now we're going to get into my sweep at the end, how I'm going to do it. How am I going to sweep at the end? Let's find out. So it starts with Rotom-wash Maytag here, running Bold, Max HP, Max Defense. In fact, this is a very similar set that I brought last week. He's running Volt Switch, he's running Pain Split, just for recovery, and he's running dual screens with a Life Play. Nothing too special, but this is going to allow me to set up and baton pass with the debut performance of Bugged Out the Venomoth, which we are not running any attacking moves on this thing. This thing is designed to baton pass and agility and potentially a substitute if he brings the Volbeat into Emboar so that I can start doing work with Emboar. We're running Sleep Powder, could come in handy to let me start setting up. Agility for that +2, sub and baton pass. And we are running Wonder Skin, not Tinted Lens. You normally see Tinted Lens on this thing because it makes it to where resisted attacks do neutral damage. But I'm not running any attacks, so it's kind of pointless. But Wonder Skin could potentially do some work, and I tested this out with Ryan to make sure it would work as I expected it. What Wonder Skin does is it makes the accuracy of any moves that your opponent uses, any status moves, to 50%. And this includes moves such as Taunt from Gliscor, moves such as Encore, or Thunder Wave, or Confuse Ray, or any of those other trolling moves that Volbeat might run. And it could potentially stop me from being phased out by something that's running Roar or Whirlwind. It's a 50-50 chance. It's a coin flip, but that might be all I need to baton pass and agility boost into Emboar. And I really hope that works out because it would be pretty amazing if it does. Black Sludge for recovery, yeah. But this thing right here is designed to set up my sweep, which this week is going to be Calcifer, the specially offensive weakness policy Emboar, running maximum special attack, enough speed, 72 EVs in speed, which is enough speed to outspeed Raikou and Azelf at +2 speed, and the rest of it's in HP. He's running a Rash Nature. I'm expecting to get the weakness policy off on an Earthquake from Gliscor or Mega Aggron, but even with the minus special defense, I can take a Psychic from Shaman, not from Azelf, not even with investment though, not from Azelf and not from Victini, but I can take a Zen Headbutt from Victini. But I'm really hoping that will allow me to get the weakness policy off and hit things with Flamethrower. We're running Blaze. If I get down below 70 HP, I will be in Blaze range, and that'll boost my Flamethrowers even further and will take out just about anything. Even a resisted Blaze Flamethrower, even a resisted Flamethrower in Blaze will do like 70% to Feraligatr, which is pretty insane. It'll do quite a bit to Hariyama, but not quite enough because of that Thick Bat. Thick Bat's a bit of a problem. We have Scald, which I could potentially get a burn on something like Gliscor that's not Toxic Heal, or the Mega Aggron, or the Hariyama switching in that I expected would. I would expect Hariyama switching and Scald could burn that thing and weaken it a little bit because I don't really want to take attacks from that thing. We have Focus Blast, which is my hardest hitting move. It's got the 70% accurate. I don't want to rely on it if I don't have to, but it will take out Mega Aggron. It does like 80% if I don't have weakness policy, and that might be necessary if I expect something like a Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave would be bad. I don't want to take a Thunder Wave. And I have Sucker Punch, which Sucker Punch is going to allow me to take out the Victini +2 from full health. I'm sorry, Victini after Stealth Rocks. I can take out Victini because that's something that could potentially be scuffed. Or I could take out the Scolipede, which will speed boost past me. Or I could take out a Scarf Raikou that way with Sucker Punch too. So hopefully that puts in work. But that is the team I am bringing week 3 here. I really hope it works out. I'm looking forward to my match. I will be amazed if I can get the special Emboar sweep. I'm really hoping for it. But Assistant Coach Theo said it's time for practice here, so we have to get going. There's a link to my opponent, Mr. Lumineon, aka Francine, coach of the Houston Tynamo, will be down in the description below. Please be sure to go check them out. Leave a like if you enjoyed this team builder. Leave any comments you have about my team down below, and subscribe to see more from me. And I will see you for Saturday Night Poker.